Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. I have my headphones on because we have a special guest this week because this topic is it's a little complex and I need a second opinion. I need a second opinion live and I need help with this one. So I invited my very, very good friend Audra Reins to come join us for live chat this morning, and they are going to weigh in on all of the things influencers and why are they all a-holes. Not all of them, of course. I'm sure some of them, the biggest influencers, I'm not talking about the small influencers, I'm talking about the ones that get to the top. Do you have to be a jerk to get to the top? Is that a requirement? Like, I feel like most of the influencers that I've personally met, and people reveal themselves when the biggest ones tend to reveal themselves to be kind of a jerk. And I would imagine that it's not a complete thing, but overall. And I want Audra's take on this. So we're bringing Audra in, and la la
Hi.
la. Hi,
Hi.
Audra.
Guess what? I just realized
What? Tell me.
my cup matches a little bit with your shirt. You're like, not today, Satan. And I'm like,
Yes.
thanks. I hate it.
I love it. We match. That's not even on purpose.
I know.
That's so
Listen,
cool.
I'm doing,
Welcome.
I also look, you can see the difference between like you're over there like all bright and light, and I'm over here with my coffin and darkness.
You know, this is why this is fabulous, because we've got, like, you know, like we're perfectly opposite in the best ways and perfectly the same in the best ways.
I know, like you're sweet and I'm devilish.
You know what?
I cause problems.
You just, I think you live more in like reality than I do. I think that you are much more grounded and I'm more like, like I think I like see the best in people
You
and all this stuff, but
do.
you see right through it. And I
That's
don't
not good
necessarily.
though. It's not like when you see right through it, like, I'm trying to temper my language over here, but because I have the
That's okay.
worst mouth. But like, when you see through things, it makes things like not as enjoyable sometimes.
Mm.
Like I can't just be like, good times. I'm always like, what's the hook? What is the catch? What are you
But
up to?
But that's why you're perfect for this topic. That's why you're perfect for this topic. So the reason why I thought about doing this, like, well, this particular topic, I knew I wanted to talk to you this week, but I wasn't 100% sure. But this is perfect because in What's Up in Makeup today, there is oh wait, before we get into that, let's quickly say hello to the people that are here live, just very quickly. I'm gonna click on some
Yeah.
people.
Hi, Felisa. Sorry.
Yes. Chloe, hello, Chloe, and Miss Lavender, and Tish, and
Angie.
Tracy, Angie's here, Stacy. Oh my
Oh, look,
goodness, Stacy
Sarah Bigum is here.
surgery to remove her gallbladder.
I also do not recommend. I
Did you
hope you're
have that?
feeling better, bro.
That sounds awful. I'm so
Sorry,
sorry. I
bro is
well, let's have
gender
you
neutral for
relax.
me.
Yes, bro is good. Yeah.
I'm
Um,
non-binary and I find bro to be gender neutral, just like dude
yes.
and girl with a
Dude,
U.
babe, girl, bro. All those. But I hope you feel better soon, Stacy. My goodness. You said emergency surgery, so you weren't even expecting it. So I'm glad that you're okay. I'm glad you're okay, and I hope you feel better very, very soon.
Dolphins girl, I think there is a way to remove it on TV, but I don't remember how because like I don't watch
What's
enough
she trying
TV.
to remove?
The chat. Like there's a way to take
Oh,
the chat. You have to like go into your options. I'm sorry. Listen, I
yeah, I
could
have no idea. I don't know, I'm sorry. But Cynthia's here and Ginger's here and Mons is here and Steph is here from Saskatchewan.
Hi Dion Hicks, how you doing?
Yeah, we're looking at different people. I went right from the top, and Audra's got some more people, so that makes me happy too. And my husband's here.
Hey,
What's up?
how are you?
Good to see you. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Okay, so did you have a chance to like brief on the story at all? I know I took
I
it on you
did
last
listen while
minute.
I was like
Okay.
slapping this onto my eyes. Um, I did listen and
Okay.
I like major eye rolls. I am Why are these people like this?
I felt so bad. Okay, so this is the story. So her name is Selena. Spooky Boo is her name on socials. Let me see if I can find. I did take the one picture. That's what she looks like. That's not necessarily the best photo, but it's got both of the palettes in there. It's the one I used for the thumbnail, so you can see the palette. So she developed these eyeshadow palettes. The one in the front is the first one. It's called "You're the Shit." We'll just cuss in this chat. Doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and make it a little easier.
Mama appreciates that.
Yeah, especially since we're talking about poop and the word shit is on everything. So if you don't want to hear cuss words, I'm sorry. I don't know if we can avoid it this time. Okay, You're the Shit is the first one. And then the second one is called You're the Shit Deuce, was the second palette, which is clever. I'm with you. I'm with her. It's clever. They were relatively inexpensive. Here's the inside of the first one.
Not butt truffle.
Yes,
Jeez.
those are all kinds of funny names there. And then here's the second one, which
I don't like that one. That one's ugly.
I feel like that one is this one I feel like has some potential. Like
that one's really pretty.
Like,
the other one, I don't know what it has to do with the shits.
Right. Like I get that, but I feel like this one she really wanted to make it a little more quote unquote wearable, maybe. And
but
other colors in there.
But I just don't feel like they have anything to do with poop, like the colors themselves.
Yeah, like Dutch Oven is blue. I think it was more of like a let's do a color story with the names.
Because like to me, Hey Shardy should have been like more the Taco Tuesday shade. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know if we're adults. Everybody sharded. Like, don't pretend you haven't. We are all adults. Like, I think all of us have sharded at one point or another. Hold on. Let me see if I can, which way I turn this camera, because listen, babes, I literally just got this camera
Other way.
There we go. I just got this camera mount and just mounted it yesterday. So please don't beat me. I'm like, don't beat me up. I just got this. But like, I feel like the Taco Tuesday would be more the shade of the sharp, because like, like, or like a Goldie Brown. Cause like, I mean, usually when that happens, you've had like a little something greasy you weren't prepared for. You thought it was a fart. It was more, you know what I mean? And you're like, everybody makes the same face.
Wait, make the face again so we can see it. What's the face?
They're like, you're like,
oh, that was
I'm gonna toot, and then you're like, oh no, and like sometimes you can hold it in, sometimes you can't, fam. Bodies are weird, and then like that's your body trying to help you out. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you shart, honestly. Like,
right?
Your body's trying to save you, fam.
Right. Exactly. So this is the second one. I feel like there should have been a deep brown in there.
Correct.
Like, why is it all so light? Like, I wish there was like more deeper stuff, but I think what she said is she was trying to make it like more like quote unquote wearable. But
I feel like this could have been called like the diarrhea palette, to be honest, with all the colors in it. You know what I mean? Like that's when you're confused about what you ate to get here.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point. Never crossed my mind. So she created these palettes, the first one in 2020, the second one in 2023. She says she has them linked in the shoppable stuff under her YouTube videos, in her link in bio. They're there. Just the second one though. The first one looks like it's been discontinued at least since 2022. Okay. So it's been gone. But this one, the second one, is still around and has been around. And I looked in the Wayback Machine, and when Glaminatrix launched the mock-up of their Tones of Turd palette, it looks like that she was still selling that second palette. So let's look at the Glaminatrix Tones of Turd palette. There we go.
Hey, do you want to know a fun story?
Yes.
Those are coming to my house.
Did you order them?
Hell yeah, we did.
Nice.
Me and Em got them. Like,
I love it.
Because it's Australia. So we both ordered. It was like $66.
Yes.
For each of us to like, we each paid $66, and they're coming. What is time? Is it still July? It's still July.
Yes.
So they'll be here like next month. We ordered them. Yeah, on purpose.
Fantastic.
But I got the one that wasn't shit. Do you know what I mean? Like that wasn't turd.
Yeah. So, this is the one they actually launched.
Yeah.
So yes,
I have the Tones of
Yes, this is the mock-up that they launched on April Fool. Like I think it was like a day or two before April Fool's Day.
Yeah, they were joking.
They were joking, and then people were like, "Yes, release it! It's so cute."
They literally said, "Release the Kraken."
Yes. They sure did. They did. But they didn't have an intention of releasing the Tones of Turd palette. They had the intention of releasing it as Grounded.
Yeah.
Because they didn't think anybody would want a Tones of Turd palette, but people were like, no, we want it. So they ended up releasing both. So this is Tones of Turd, but there's also one that's labeled Grounded with different names.
Brother, it's mad cute. Like I'm
It is
into
mad
it.
cute. It's very cute. So apparently Selena was getting tagged a bunch in it and saying that that Glaminatrix copied off of her.
Well, not to be that that NB, but I call bullshit. I'm so sorry I got so
know.
upset because oh, I call bullshit on I was getting tagged. I feel like whenever people do that, it's just that it's an easy way for them to get out of really just being like, I felt like they copied me. I just don't think that her fans noticed that. Like, you would have to be deep into indie to know who Glaminatrix is, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, you would have to, honestly, because there's a lot of people who've never heard of Glaminatrix because they're just not into the indie scene. They've never heard of the brand. And Glaminatrix, as far as I'm aware, doesn't do like a ton of advertising everywhere where you would like know that they exist. Again, there's just these brands like Davina and it starts with a T. Sorry, I'm still suffering from
That's
the heat.
okay.
But like Terra Moons, like these brands, you would have to be in the indie scene to know that they exist. And that's really like their business is mostly word of mouth. It's not necessarily fully influencer driven. So like I definitely call bullshit on I was getting tagged by so many people. Girl, no, you weren't. Calm down. Just say you why can't y'all just be honest for 5 seconds and just go, I suddenly noticed that this like existed and that they went through with it instead of just the April Fool's joke. Now I'm mad.
Okay.
Because I want money.
Can I tell you my theory of what happened? This is just the theory though.
Okay,
This is my theory. My theory is that Selena had overstock of her palettes. She sees Tones of Turd come out. She sees it is a huge hit. So she orders more of her palette. Glaminatrix sends her the email. Send her an email that's in the story. Send her an email saying, people have been tagging you. I'm really sorry. Blah, 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 blah. That's what clues Selena into that this exists back in April.
Yeah.
I don't believe her that she did not see that email.
Yeah.
I believe she saw that email and ignored it. Because she was like, what do you mean this little indie brand wants to collab with me? Big influencer. I have so many followers. And this is my theory. Again, this is theory. The nerve of them. And to insult my palette and to say that theirs is going to be more elevated and all this.
Yeah.
Like, I think she saw it, ignored it, but then saw the monetary opportunity when Glaminatrix's palette did really, really well.
Yeah.
So calling them out and bringing them in is a way to use them to promote her own palette to make money. That's what I think happened.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't understand the way people will play these like little bullshit ass games and be like, and they copied me. She's using copied like people use literally, which is like not, it's not the way that the word was intended, and it's fine. That's the thing about words and language is that it's always evolving and changing, because if it weren't, like, we would all still be saying cool beans instead of just cool. Like cool beans was the phrase, it gets shortened and now it's just cool. I can understand feeling some type of way that you made your little poop palette, and I don't mean little to be like demeaning, but I'm Black and that's how we do things. Like don't talk to me like one of your little friends, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so like but I just feel like you could have made this a good thing. You could have just been like fun with it and been like, oh look, we're all like talking shit, haha,
Yeah.
and brought people to your brand that way. I don't know why everybody has to do it through this, like, they're totally copied me and they stole my idea. And it's like, I feel like Felisa maybe was saying it, like, poop is universal, I fear. Like, Glaminatrix palette is really nice. And like you were saying in your video, because I did get to watch it.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Glaminatrix formula is bomb.
It looks like it.
Like,
I don't
it's
have the
not
swatches loaded, but it's beautiful.
it's absolutely because I have a few, singles from them, and they're really, really nice. I don't even remember when I bought them, to be honest. I think I was in, like, a fugue state at that point when I was buying makeup, like, I'll be like, "Oh my god," because I have, like, them and Glam Shop. I don't know when it happened.
Oh.
But, like, it's like, "Girl, just sit down." Like, you don't have to I don't know why you can't just stand on your product. Probably because it's not great quality.
Let's talk about that for a second because if y'all know, if y'all are makeup lovers, you know when you see a palette when it does not look like it's high quality, when it looks like it was
Correct.
bought off of a just stock colors thrown into a palette custom design the outside, but the colors you just kind of picked from
Yeah, it
already
always looks
existing.
dry.
It looks dry. Let me just I mean, and I don't know. Let's just to be fair, I'm not trying to be mean, like, but
No,
this is a
no.
low cost palette. It's $29 USD and it's got all of those shades. This is giving Makeup Revolution for me. This is giving Wet and Wild for me. This is giving like
I am an avid buyer of
yeah.
indie makeup, and that looks dry, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it doesn't work well or whatever. It just usually, like, palettes like that, you're probably going to have to do, like, a little more zhuzhing.
Right.
You're gonna have to do a little more work to get it where you want. You're gonna have to
Right.
swirl the brush in there real good. You're gonna have to make sure
And you
you
may
have
have
on
to
a
go back and forth
primer.
when you
Yes,
blend,
some
you
of
know.
those don't blend. You have
Mhm.
to do pat blending to make it, like, work, just like patting colors kinda on top of one another and hoping for the
Right.
best. But, like, they're not even the same. And even
No.
her, like, other one
Wait, that's not it. This one.
yeah, like, she has so you have this, and even the one she made before, it's, like, kind of that one actually reminds me of a palette I have, and I can't remember who it's from at this point, but, like, that palette already also exists. It's just not a shit palette, and by
Right.
that, I'm not saying the palette sucks, it's just not about shit.
Right.
So, like, relax.
Yeah.
Because you don't want people coming for you, and this is why I try to, like, everybody needs to calm down on this stuff because you don't want somebody coming for you on the same palette that you made that somebody else has a very similar palette. Like, I
Right.
feel like that 9 pan, I've seen it, and I might even have it somewhere if I actually, like, could think past the heat stick, but, like,
Yeah. I do feel
it's
like I've seen this color story before. Like, I feel like
correct.
it's giving Juvia's Place to me.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. It's either Juvia's Place or, Colored Rain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I feel like I'm not we're not saying that it absolutely is, but I feel like I've seen that color story before with the browns and that pop of that forest green.
Correct.
But I would never call that out because it's clearly a different theme than anything I've ever seen. Like, I would never, like, try to compare that, like, in reality. The only reason I'm doing it is because Selena did.
Yes. So it's that weird game where you're
Mhm.
pretending that you made something brand new that nobody else made. And realistically, Glaminatrix only went through with it because their customers asked for it.
Right.
Like, it was supposed to be a joke,
Right.
and then people were like, "No, release it." And then they released it. So I don't feel like it's copying her
Right.
when literally it was their fans, the people who buy their makeup who were like, "Hey, no, release that." And they're like, "All right." And then they released the same palette with just two different names, Grounded and Tones of Turd for those who and we're both of those are coming to the house. One's gonna M wanted the Tones of Turd, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll take the Grounded."
Okay. I'm surprised. I was surprised you didn't want the tones of turd.
Yeah, you know what? I have IBS.
Like,
I don't wanna think about, like, how
I
badly
hear
my
ya.
body betrays me at
Yeah,
every
I hear
turn.
ya, I hear ya. This is interesting. So Lexi says she's being ridiculous. They tagged her and sent her emails. What more could they do? I
Yeah,
think that's what alerted her to it, was
yeah,
that email. That's my opinion.
yeah.
I
I
feel
just
like that she then saw that as an opportunity and ran with it. And I think the big thing too is when you are a mean person, which she seems to be a mean person, you
yeah.
look for opportunities to get ahead, to claw ahead. And I feel like this was just an opportunity for her to do that. And she knew that her followers would not double check and make sure. that it
Yeah.
was, because if you look at the color stories, they're not the same.
They are not.
They're not the same color story at all. So it's
And
like, I don't understand, like, nobody's even looking.
and
And
I'm
it's
like,
just
I'm sorry,
a
if you've ever seen like a Glaminatrix like multi or duochrome swatch, baby,
yeah.
like,
Mhm. It's
oh,
yes. I just wanna clarify here, Bree says, "I have a Wet n Wild palette and they're not bad." Okay, I wanna make sure we're not saying they're bad.
correct.
It's
No.
just they may take a little more work to use
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
than like a Glaminatrix or something that is less powdery. So you
Yeah.
can use like a Wet n Wild palette, you can use a Makeup Revolution palette, you can use, Selena's palettes. Like,
Yeah.
they will work. It's just
Yeah.
they take a little more
A little
zhuzhing.
more.
Yes.
You gotta put your back into it.
Yes, and they may not be as bold and bright. Like what's on Audra's eyes right now, I'm sure is something that's a little creamier, a little, because that's not gonna come out of a low cost palette. You can't get that boldness and brightness out of a lower cost palette, I don't think.
Well, this one, it's funny. You know what I did? I actually like used ColourPop for this bad boy because
Did you
I wanted,
really?
yeah, I wanted to, because I had this little 4 pan that's been staring at
What?
me for like, I don't know,
Oh my
years. I think you
gosh.
sent this to me a long time ago.
Ah, yes.
And I was on my journey, but like I also did use an eyeshadow primer. Like that's the big difference
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
make it pop. Like, because otherwise it would have just been kind of
It's so
dry
funny,
on my
the
eye.
irony. But I feel like with ColourPop, they do kinda step it up a notch, and they can because they have their own lab.
Yeah, they
I
have
feel
really
like
good oranges and it's not all ColourPop. Like that's the thing.
right.
Since I don't do beauty content, I can mix and match and do like everything that I want and put like 17 different brands on my eye and nobody cares.
Yes, I love that. I love that now that I'm not doing reviews, I can, like, actually play with the stuff that I have instead of
Yeah.
having to worry about, "Oh, I haven't used this palette yet. I have to use this, and I can't use the one I really wanna use because I have to use this one."
Yeah, because I don't link
Right.
I don't think I link anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. Like I drop videos and like disappear. And
Yeah.
like honestly, and I like drop it and I check on it the first hour and I'm like, oh, it flopped. And I go mind my business. And then it didn't
And
flop.
yeah, and then you realize, "Oh, wait, it was good."
I'm like, oh my God, there's comments.
Oh
But
my
like,
goodness.
but
Okay,
yeah,
so
I just think that
yeah.
she just took this too far. I think she,
Mhm.
and here's the thing. I understand people can go through like personal stuff or whatever, but like if you're running a business, like your personal shit has to take a back seat. I am a person who I don't like it when people do that. They're like, "Oh, I'm going through all this personal stuff." I'm like, I actually don't give a shit. And the reason I don't care is because this is the business side.
Right.
And I need you to be a business person. You need to
Right.
run your business like a business and have your personal life separate. I know that that seems rude and hateful, but like having been buying makeup from indie brands for a while, a lot of them will do that.
Yeah.
Especially when they're not sending out orders. Like people spent money and you said you were going to give them a product. Like and indie makeup is not cheap for the most part. So if somebody spent $70, $80 buying stuff from you and you're just like doing all this stuff and not giving them the product, and then you try to come out and be like, "Oh, I'm going through this stuff." No one cares. They gave you their money. Their
Right.
hard-earned money. This is
Yeah.
like their discretionary income that they are spending with you.
Right.
So I don't care. So don't lash out. Don't be over here talking about people copying you. Don't start this whole campaign and then when people call you out on it, be like, "Well, I'm going through personal stuff." Babes, you should have thought about that before you started a war.
Right. And if
Like
you look at the way Glaminatrix has handled this, they're not making a big deal over it. I'm
yeah,
sure that they're silently imploding right now, but they're not bringing their personal drama to their social media. They're not saying, "Look what she did to us, blah 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 blah."
yeah,
Even though I'm sure, like feeling like that this person is accusing them with this big platform is accusing them of something that they feel like they didn't do, they could easily do that and air out all their feelings, but they're keeping it so professional. And I just
yeah.
so much admiration for them for doing that.
For the most part, Glaminatrix just sits in the corner, eats their food, and minds their
Yes,
business. They don't
exactly,
bother nobody, so it's wild.
right,
Like they're just
exactly.
they're just
Let
over
this
there
whole
like, "Oh, look at
person
these fancy eyeshadows we make. They're beautiful." And we're all like, "Yeah, yeah."
I know, and they're talking about coming out with a palette, a piss palette or whatever, so
Listen, I
it's like,
love me a
okay, follow.
yellow. I love me a yellow. Mm.
So, okay, so let's go back to like the topic of, influencers and how they grow and why you kind of have to be an asshole in order to get to the top. And I feel like it's this grabbing thing. You figure out,
Mhm.
it's almost like climbing a mountain. You have to figure out where the hooks are for your hands to grab onto. And sometimes that's pulling someone else down.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of what's happening here is being the victim in this situation. She's grabbing onto the popularity of the Tones of Turd palette and pushing them down to get herself up.
I mean, drama's always gonna sell,
Yeah.
right? Like we have, and drama channels still exist as we speak. Um, and I guess for some people, they feel like being nice isn't necessarily the way to go. I mean, like, yeah, because I guess, yeah, I'm sort of nice, I guess. Depends
You're
on the
considerate.
day.
You're considerate.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, you know what? You are though. You're not considerate to people that don't deserve it.
That's true.
You're considerate to people that deserve it.
And then I'm just like, I think it's that I don't have the soft edge to like
Right.
deliver how I feel about stuff. Because I just uh between the autism and the ADHD, it's hard for me to try to find like soft ways to say things to people and feel like, well, you could have. But I think that the reality is if nice got you places as an influencer, then a lot of like you would have a million subscribers right now.
Oh,
You know what I
thanks.
mean? Like if nice is what got you
Yeah.
where you're supposed to get, then you would
Yeah.
have a million subscribers.
Right.
But it doesn't because people love the drama and they will follow you. And like it's not a bad thing to like drama, by the way. I'm a dramatic ass bitch and I'm nosy and I'm always in everybody's business. There's nothing wrong with it. You can enjoy it. And it's bad to like I don't like it when people put people down for watching that because it's like, yeah, I like Cheetos too. I'm not gonna eat it for every meal, but like I'm gonna
Yeah.
enjoy them when I have them.
Right.
But like it's a thing. It instead of people collaborating in good faith and like being kind to one another,
Mhm.
which is already hard to do for some
Right.
people, it's
Yeah.
easier to try to drag someone down and cause like a dramatic dust up to get people to be like, oh my God, what's happening here? And then they follow. Also, I think Mac Girl, I believe. Thank you for the
Oh, yes, I wanted to throw that up there. Yes, I'm probably Selena, I'm buying Laminatrix. Yeah, I did. I'm
sorry, I'm such a Twitch
with you.
person now
Yeah,
that I'm just like,
I had
also.
it already highlighted. I was just waiting for the break to like throw it up there.
But it's just like, yeah, I think what ends up happening is you start realizing that like being kind, being nice doesn't get you where you want to get. So you have to stir up drama. Remember, like there was that one girl who was stirring fake drama. I can never remember her name. Something Rose, Shannon Rose. Remember that?
Oh,
When she like
yeah.
made fake drama.
Yes.
And like once
Mhm.
people found out the drama was fake, they were like, oh my God. And she got so much shit for it.
I don't think she came back from that, did she?
I feel like she still does stuff. Like
Does she
people
still do
still do
stuff?
stuff.
Gotcha.
We just don't recognize that they're doing it because we may not necessarily be on their platform or our algorithm doesn't bring us them. But
Right.
like the drama gets people coming to your area. Some people love the drama and they don't care what you did because they're just there for like you're messy. Right.
Right.
And like that's all they care about. They don't care if you're mean or kind or like whatever it is. They're just like there because they're waiting for mess. And
Yes.
if the mess
True.
takes place, then they're like, "Yes," but if it doesn't,
Uh-huh.
then they just, like, don't watch until you're
Yeah,
messy.
yeah, and that messiness can make a lot of money.
It does.
Makes a lot of money, and that's really what it comes down to. I feel like that's when things really switched in social was when people started making money, and it's every social platform grows by how you can make the most money. So whatever that platform wants to highlight, all they have to do is pay that thing more, whatever
Yeah,
that thing is, whether it's a topic or a niche or whatever. If you want more of that, you pay them more, and more people will make it.
yeah.
And drama sells. Drama
It
makes money.
does.
Drama makes money. It gets eyes. It's intriguing.
Yes, and, like,
So
I make tens of dollars being dramatic. Tens of
tens
dollars.
of dollars,
So,
and it's
like
good. And Audra's channel on Instagram are down in the video description. But if you like Audra's takes, definitely check that out
Yeah.
because there's really some interesting, very, very interesting. Audra always teaches me something every day. So,
Do I?
yes, all the time.
I feel like, you know what, like, I've just been so out of pocket lately because, like, it's summertime and, like, it's hot, and when it's hot, I just don't talk to anybody, I think. I'm just like
Well, we haven't chatted much lately, but I'm talking about your content
That's true,
too.
that's true, that's
It's
true.
a combination.
And it's late, like, my
Yeah,
stuff is always late because, again,
yeah,
it's hot and I don't
good.
wanna
It's all good. All right, let's take a quick little break and let's talk about what's on our face real quick. You got a couple things that are on your face?
Sure, sure.
What's
Listen,
on your face?
so my bronzer is like this. I still use this. Let me see if I'm pointing in the right
Yeah,
direction.
the toasted
That's the
one.
benefit. Like I've been using it for a long time. It's still like good. It's still a little good square. And
Can you show the
if you
shade?
could,
I wanna see
it
what it looks like.
is.
It's
I think
toasted, but I
the
wanna see
shade
the
is.
inside.
Do you want to see the
I wanna see the
inside?
inside, yeah.
Okay,
I wanna see the
I'll show
inside.
you my dirty makeup.
Ooh, pretty. Because I only have the regular one, so I was just curious what it looked like compared to mine.
Oh, okay. And then, y'all, so for those of you who have been using Givenchy setting powder, I know that they changed the formula, right? And it's apparently sticky and glittery and gross. And I was on the hunt for another one. You can tell this is well used. And also, I'm a dirty makeup user. So, like, I don't want to see any like rude ass comments about the dirty cap, but I've been using the Danessa Myricks powder. This one's the pink one. Listen, it's the truth. It's so good for for streams and for like my regular everyday life. It's a little expensive, but I just don't care because my
Yeah.
face stays dry when I'm streaming. So I got it in pink. That's
And you
what
like
it's
that one,
called.
the pink
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. I
Cool.
just like that's what I have on my face there. The eyeshadow, this I only use like one shade from this, and it's the Hello Kitty Color Pop. I don't even know if this still exists, but it's really just this like orangey shade here. That's on the
Very
outside.
nice.
And then I went into like my favorite palette of literally for all of the times, the Blend Bunny Blends is where I got the yellow from.
Yes.
Like, look at all the makeup that's on top of this thing. But like,
Blend
but
Bunny's
yeah,
another indie brand that makes amazing products.
Wildflower. And then also for my under, I use this shade here, which I can't see what it's called. Vexed. This is like my
Yes.
favorite palette. I always go into it for like everything. So, and then
Yes.
I just went old school with the highlighter and grabbed my old Oma Beauty.
Oh,
Like,
I'm a
remember this
beauty.
Notting Hill? Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
fam.
R.I.P.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so big. You know what I mean? It's like the biggest.
Oh, it's amazing.
I bought it because it smells
Love
good.
that.
Like literally, that was why I bought it way back when.
Oh,
Because
that's
it's got like a
fantastic.
coconutty smell, and I like things
Ooh.
to smell good. So
Ooh, I love that. I love that. All right, so I'm boring. I've got
you
on
know,
my eyes like you're so right. Okay, I just use Pat McGrath. This is the little mini rose palette on my eyes. And then I use Milani. This was sent to me by a subscriber. Can you believe that? Someone sent this to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I died. I was like, are you serious right now? So yes, I got
damn,
that one. And then this one is Nude Kiss by Milani. This was sent in PR. That's my blush today. And I love the cream blushes by Milani. They're freaking fab. And then another PR Sigma on my lips. And this is the shade Dapper. It's like my go-to, my lips, but better kind of shade. So
Jen.
that's what's on my face tonight. What? Yes.
I just really think
Yeah.
that you could be a gorgeous goth princess if you let yourself do it.
Yeah. I could. It's
Bring
not
out
my
the
vibe though.
girls. You
Yeah.
listen. Bring out the girls. V-neck that or halter top it.
Can you
Like,
imagine?
yeah.
Well, this is why we need to get together and you need to give me a makeover.
Listen, I'm forced to take time off. Right now I'm fighting on it being paid, but I'm forced to take time off. So I'm off for like 2 weeks, like starting October or August 30th through like
Oh.
September 6th or something.
Oh.
No, September 10th, I think, at this
Oh.
point. So
Maybe there
like,
needs to be a short
yeah,
flight.
come visit.
Yes.
Put on like, girl, put your titties out. You know what I mean? And like we get you all like gothed up. Like, come
That'd
on.
be
Get
fun.
you
Let's do it.
we could
Love
pastel
that.
goth, we could like,
It wouldn't
dark
fit.
goth.
We could film it, but it wouldn't fit on either of our channels for content.
No, I have other ones that I could put it somewhere.
We'll
Listen,
put it somewhere. We'll put it somewhere.
we'll put it somewhere.
My 47-year-old ass in goth would be interesting.
I am 45 with colorful makeup.
Yes, that's well. You don't look well. I mean, I guess
Neither
I
do
guess
you.
no, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess we can figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Look at you getting nervous. You're like,
Scared.
oh my God, I'm scared. Listen, thank you,
Everybody's
Cynthia.
encouraging.
Jen
Everybody.
does hide her beauty.
Oh, thank you. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate you. Um, all right, I'm gonna make us go back on topic. I'm gonna force us
Yes,
back.
because you're a boss, and
Yes,
I
yes. So I
I just
know
drink
that
water.
we're beyond Selena and this story. There are many other influencers that are just have shown themselves to be mean people and are still thriving. And the one that comes to my mind immediately is always James Charles,
That hideous beast.
because he's done so many things that are just so mean and so cruel, and also some sending naked pictures of your body to minors should be a deal breaker. That should be the end. But he's done nothing but grow. He's bigger than he's ever been, and I just, it blows me away how someone that has shown themselves to be such an awful person can continue to grow on social media. I would love to hear your thoughts on why in the world James Charles still has a platform, and also why is he still growing? Like, I can say I'm a bitter bitch about this, because I am actually bitter about this one, because he's shown himself to be so awful.
I mean, he learned from the most evil bitch there was, Jeffree Star. Because, like, people forget that Jeffree Star had the ability, hi, Maui, Maui Manda,
Mhm.
that what Jeffree Star did is he set a blueprint. It's not a good one, but he set a blueprint for being able to hop platforms, right? He went from MySpace being awful, and then like moved over to YouTube being awful, and then moved over to Snapchat being awful. The main difference is he's having a harder time with his movement, because way too many people know how awful he is and has been, and plus he just like continues to be um verbally abusive to his fans, and to people, and like he gets called out for it in real time. Like, I don't think he actually understands like how TikTok works, and that's fine, neither do I'm an old as well. But like, I think James Charles, he still makes content on YouTube, obviously. It just doesn't have the same reach that it once did. But on TikTok, big. Although it is embarrassing. I feel like I saw like a still of him trying to give away Labubus to sell his shitty palette.
Yeah. Actually, you know what's so funny? I actually was on TikTok when that live was going on, and I didn't even think to like screen record anything, because I saw it and I went, ew. And I went like
I just listen, I
and then
will be mean about that.
in hindsight, I was like, dang, I should have watched it and like screen recorded it. But I was so instinctively like, no.
Yeah, like, I mean, the thing too that people forget, like, because you see this a lot, like, why isn't he in jail? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of internet hearsay that happens, and police just can't be investigating internet hearsay, especially with how many drama channels were muddying the waters the way that they did,
Yes.
trying to like get the scoop, like Sanders Kennedy doing that whole thing where he pretended that he was in direct contact with authorities and that people could give their stories to him. I mean, once you start doing that, it's very hard to investigate something after that. Like, how can police trust? I mean, I don't like to please at all, but like, how can police trust that what is happening is real anymore? And it's not all just internet bullshit, right? Like,
Right.
they can't just show up at your house, because like that's not, I mean, they used to not be able to do that. They can now apparently, but like they
Mhm.
couldn't just show up at your house being like, hey, so there was an internet rumor about you and we're here to like check on the rumor, because at this point there's not video footage in a lot of ways. Like, were there some pics? Yes. But also, were there people who were lying about their age and were trying to get, like, this is always going to be the problem, and not lying about their age in younger, like them actually being, trying to pretend that they were older, but pretending that they were 15 or something like that to try to like trap James. And that's not even how entrapment works. And that's why, like, the whole To Catch a Predator scheme went bad, because that, like, there is a rule to how you do these things.
Right.
So people playing all these games, it just made it really easy for him to dismiss it. And
Mhm.
for people who weren't there for the whole thing of Dramageddon, for people who weren't on YouTube at the time, by the time they show up and they're like cognizant of what's going on in beauty space and all that stuff, they're on TikTok. They're not aware of all the things that have taken place, and nor are they going to do research. Like, I mean, it's fine. Like I've been open in saying that about how, like, when I got on YouTube, I didn't understand why people had such like vitriol for Jeffree Star at the time. I have now privated videos because I'm mentally ill. I'm not insane.
Right.
With me talking about, you know, I don't know why people are mad at him, like da 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 da, because I wasn't there for MySpace. I wasn't there for the early parts of the things that he had done. So like, I didn't do research on it. Why did I care? Like, I was just going face value. And then once I found out, I was like, oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
shame.
And you're not alone. I have reviews of Jeffree Star palettes on my channel that are privated as well. I mean, it's you live and you learn with all that stuff. But I think that that's part of why, Jeffree Star and James Charles have been able to thrive on other platforms, like you were saying, because people don't go back and look and see unless it goes right into their face on their TikTok feed.
Correct.
They're not gonna go back and look. And they're both very smart people in that they know how to play the game. They're chess players. They know which way to move and they know which way to go in order to avoid and distract. And if I do a cool transition and a beautiful makeup look, people are just going to forget.
I don't even think it's that they forget, because like Elizabeth was saying, I think people don't care if they like it, if they like you. We rarely take victims seriously, and I'm like, yeah, when people just want to like what they want to like, and you know, if your moral code allows you to enjoy that, more power to you, I guess. Less, I don't know what to say to you at that point. Like, gross.
Yes, I'm with you. Like, it's kind of like, that's not a line.
Thank you.
I don't know.
There's literally so many artists that I've had to like stop, like music that I've had to stop listening to, movies I can't watch because these people are like disgusting, right? So like, it's not hard to just let go. And I think people like to wrap up nostalgia and this and that and like why they can continue. And it's like, find a new thing to like. That's okay too. Did you know that? Did you know you can just find new stuff?
Yes. I want to click on Sandra's comment. When actual criminal acts occurred, people didn't respond to law enforcement. Instead, they go to social media for clicks, clout, and instant fame and the associated money earned. Nobody does consequences. Yes. And I think that was part of it too, is that the actual victims went on social media instead of going to the police with it. And that muddied everything. Not to victim blame, because they had, of course, they were victims of it. And when you're a child, you don't know how like to handle something like that. And plus, you're probably like emotionally not okay. And in that emotional state, like, I'm definitely not saying it's their fault, but I do think that was part of the consequence of them not going to the police and going on social media instead, is that the police probably, may not have taken them as seriously if it turned into an internet thing,
And I also do think that, like, because James Charles is a social media star, they felt like this is the only place that they could go to talk about it, where people, because like at this point, I don't know if it's even them trying to get like legal justice. I think that there's a level of people being like, you all think that this person is like this, like Corey Extension. I don't know. Corey Extension, I think that's his name. It's people running into these realities that like, you all think this person is this way. I know them to be this way.
Yes.
I know them to actually be awful, horrible human beings.
Yes.
And you need to know this because you're going to follow them. Because even if you go to the police without there being someone covering it or whatever, it just never hits the public zeitgeist. Like, people just don't know that it's happening.
Right. Yeah. And like, I even had somebody after my James Charles series, they were serious. They came to my comment section. They were like, basically, it's your fault. Like, it's my fault that James Charles is not in jail, because when I found all this information, I should have taken it to the police.
Oh,
and
that's
I was
how
like,
the police work.
I was like, and I said, you know what? I was like, I'll give you everything I have. If you want to go that route, like, I will help you in any way that I can. And they were like, well, I need the original. I called the police and I need the original documents. I need the original stuff. And it's like, the original stuff doesn't exist anymore, babes. I'm
Yeah,
taking
and
your word. The
that's
original
not
stuff
how the
doesn't exist
police
anymore.
work, by the
And
way.
no, it's not. And I was like, I don't have the originals because the original uploads have been deleted and everything's a re-upload.
And not
So
only that, but the only reason the police would come to you is if you had personally been handed those, like not like with your hand or whatever, but like
evidence.
mail. Yeah, if you had the actual evidence from the actual victim,
Right.
because there is a chain of custody situation with that anyway. Most are not going to take this coming from several different third parties. Like my cousin gave it to my brother, who gave it to my sister,
Exactly.
who gave it to JENLUV.
Yeah.
There's an issue there, right?
Yes.
Like there's an issue with, did this actually come from that person, and trying to investigate whether, listen, I watch way too much true crime, and I just need for you to understand that, like, I spend way too much time in this, but there is an issue with that. So
Yeah.
like when you have this happening, when it's breaking, it's we're still in a weird space with news and social media,
Mhm.
trying to like find, especially if there are people who call themselves journalists, and it's like, you're not, and that's okay. You don't have to call yourself a journalist. Like, you
Right.
can just be someone who's reporting on information, and that's okay. Because
Mhm.
like, y'all are throwing around the term journalist pretty loosely, and journalists like vet their sources and all of this kind of stuff, and a
Right.
lot of y'all don't do that. So stop calling yourself that if you're not going to do that part, because that's like a big part of it, a
Mhm.
huge part
It
of
is.
it. And y'all will
It
be
is.
like, I'm a journalist. I'm like, did you vet any of these people?
Right.
You
Just
know?
believing because it's the tea.
Yeah.
It's the
Did you
tea.
go do any research? Did you find out anything about it? Because we've discovered this on more than one occasion where they weren't vetted at all,
Yep.
and people were just taking it because like of the money to be made. So there are people who did not help the situation, because every
Mhm.
time somebody even breathed and said, James Charles did this to me, they immediately reported on it without doing any background, any research, anything to
Uh-huh.
find out if, like, when did they create their account? Like, that's just like a basic thing that you can do, is even
Absolutely.
just see when somebody's account was created. Like, because
Mhm.
that tells you a lot. Like, if their account was created within, 2 weeks of this stuff happening, not saying that they're a liar, but you need to start digging deeper
Yes.
into, do they have other socials? Where have they been? What's going on? Because it's very convenient that they just created this account 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and now they're telling this part of the story. If you start finding out other reasons why, like, oh, they were a minor and they weren't allowed to have this kind of account, but they did have this, like, you
Right.
start doing the research, but a lot of these people don't do
Yes.
that.
Faye says some people really don't believe JC is a bad person because he was never prosecuted, and I think a lot of people do. When I'm on
Yeah.
TikTok and I see people talking about it, a lot of people will say, "Well, he was never prosecuted. He never went to jail for anything, so I don't believe." And that's the
Yes.
problem: is people rely too much on our justice system to sort people into good and bad. And
Correct.
sometimes the justice system fails, and that somebody ends up going and having consequences for something they didn't do, and sometimes people don't get consequences when they actually did do something. So it's not a black and white, yes, no situation. And I think people don't have time in their brain for the nuance of it, that somebody can
Yeah.
be guilty of something, but also not have consequences for it.
Correct. Because like that 8 passenger situation,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the police were called multiple times. People, but the thing
Can you give a
is,
little summary, just like a quick summary of that in case people aren't familiar?
so the 8 passengers, she Ruby Frankie was, it's trigger warning for child abuse, but was abusing her children um terribly, and many people had started to watch that decline, and were trying to get the police to do something. The police couldn't really do anything because it was really just based off of viewers watching this. And I know people would be like, they failed, they failed, they failed, but when the police show up at your house and the kids aren't home, and they walk through and everything looks fine, I'm not sure what else you want them to do. They can't just like camp out
Right.
at their house. They can't put bugs like, and
Yeah.
like surveillance equipment in and around the house, without having a warrant. Like, these are all things that the system has in place, because otherwise she wouldn't be in jail now. Right.
Right.
And that was just because, unfortunately and very sadly, her son did escape to a neighbor, and that's how it all came out. people think that just because you see something online that you can call the police and get it resolved. It just does not work like that. We're not at a place yet with social media and the law, because if you also start thinking about all the prank channels, let's not forget those guys who did that horrific prank where he was acting like his friend got shot in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do you expect to happen now? Because you have this kind of stuff happening. Now we're just going to keep trying to move these resources around to investigate every single one of those. Swatting was a big thing for a while. Like, we have to come to the realization that we can't expect the justice system to be able to catch up as fast as the social media is going. Like, we know James Charles did these things.
Yes. We saw the evidence. We saw
did.
it. We saw his booty. It was blurred, but that was his booty.
I'm lucky I didn't see it.
I saw his booty. It was blurred though. Thankfully, it was blurred.
I unfortunately saw the one from like Coachella, and
oh yeah, well,
that was a terrible day for me to have eyes.
That was a public booty shot.
Yeah, I was upset. Because here, let me just be clear. There's very few booties I want to see. Okay. Yeah. Very few. But and no hate to anybody who has a BBL. I just don't want to see BBL booties, like, and with the cheeks out. Just if I want, I like it better clad in clothing so I can leave things to my imagination.
Right. And people have a right to do that at Coachella if they want to. That's their personal right as an adult. But I just prefer. It came across my feet, and I didn't mean to.
Yes.
It wasn't by choice. And that's when I'm like assaulted. My eyes were assaulted.
Yeah. So I think that in the long run, there's eventually going to be like a social media division of many police forces and all of that, who their entire job is being able to sift through and find out what's fact. Because there's a lot of information. Because I don't think a lot of people recognize how much, which you did a really good job of pulling all of this information and being like, there was this person and then this person that wasn't true. And then this, I don't think people recognize how much stuff was being thrown at the wall at the time. Yes. And this happens with any scandal. Like, people act like it's like clout is new and magical. Happens with any scandal. It's always been like this, where a scandal takes place with a celebrity and half of it's true. And then, well, I'm going to say usually 75 to 80% of it is true. And then you just have this small percentage of people trying to like make their dime. Capitalism, unfortunately. So like, I think that people want this idea, or have this idea, that if he was guilty, he would be in jail. But there's tons of people who are guilty and not in jail. They were even tried in courts of law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're still guilty.
Absolutely. And people still like,
they just weren't found as such. We know they were.
I think what blows my mind too is the number of people that are so quick to dismiss all of it. Like, it's so many people. Like, when it's like if it was just like a couple like people here and there, whatever, but they're like Jeffree Star's platform, James's platform, Jaclyn Hill is rebranded. Like, all these people have these huge platforms. It's like, what are really, like, they really are that, like,
Jen, some people just love to be lied to, and that's okay. Let them,
all right, fair.
Let them live in their delusions. Okay. Let them be delusional and get chalky, dusty ass makeup from racists. Like, enjoy it.
I think what upset me the most is because I know so many people in this space that are just really genuinely good people.
Yeah.
And so many good people in this space that are just genuinely good people. And to see them struggling and really wanting to make this either a full-time job, or it's already their full-time job, and their platforms just aren't growing the way that they want them to. And it's like, why the terrible people? Why these people that have shown themselves over and over again to be terrible people are multi-millionaires and continue to grow, where these really good people are just not? Is good boring? Is that what it is? Good is boring. Nice is boring. Kind is boring.
I don't know if it's that good or nice is boring. I just think that it's the same reason we're not all billionaires, right? Yeah. We're not all willing to step on, destroy, and use people to get to the top. Because to me, I don't want to get to the top if there's no one there to share it with me. What's the point?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh, I love
if I had to like crush every single one of my friendships and all of my relationships with people
Yeah.
to get there, to like if the road to 10 million subscribers and not having to work in the sun means that I have to, out you as a terrible person, which isn't true, means I have to crush my dear friend M, means I have to like talk about my mom like she's a dirty dog. I'm good on my 15K. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. I'll just stay here. I'll make my tens and tens of dollars and I will live like, a moderate peasant, which is nice.
I mean, I think it's all about priorities. If your priority is to grow on social media, you'll do anything to do that.
Yeah.
If your priority is wealth, people will do anything to have wealth. And if your priority is actually living a good life and a decent life and being kind to the people around you, then you're going to have a less of a chance of growing to that level.
Yeah.
Because
We don't
you
want to
do,
go out like
there is
Hulk Hogan,
levels
man.
but you know, exactly. Like, do you remember when Manny MUA got slammed for being a social climber?
Yes.
And it's like everybody was surprised.
It
It's
was
like,
so
how do you
weird.
think he got there?
There were
Like, how do you
actual
think we
things to be
all
upset
got
with him
there?
about. Being a
Right.
social climber was like the least of our
It
worries.
was not right. And the thing is every single one of those people got there the exact same way. And I've
Correct.
got a soft spot for Tati. I got a soft spot for
I
Tati. I
know.
will admit it every day. But she did that with Jeffree Star. She was using him on that jet, on that getting ready on my private jet. That was the step. She was using him to get more popularity, and it worked. Being friends with Jeffree Star brought her to a level that she could not have gotten to on her own.
Yeah.
And she knew that when she saw all these friends. This is my opinion.
I agree.
My opinion is she saw all these people social climbing. She saw Laura and Manny and Nikita and Gabriel and all these people growing their platforms by social climbing. She's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm not invited to anything. I'm sitting here being the nice person sitting back. I'm not getting invited to anything. I'm not part of this group and they're growing so much faster than me. Well, why don't I just become friends with Jeffree Star and see what happens? And she started growing and it was
Yeah.
working until it wasn't. Until it backfired on her. And
Yeah.
then I think the reason why, this is just again opinion, I think the reason why she's not growing like they are is because I do believe she's a genuinely nice person and she's not willing to go through that again. She's not willing to step on people again, but she still wants the growth.
You and me will always disagree on that.
I know.
I don't think she's a nice person.
But well, I mean, everybody's business minded. There's different levels of nice. It's a gradient.
I don't like, well,
It's
to
a
me, it's
gradient.
always like, if you get in the bed with evil,
Yes.
there's got to be a part of you that you agreed with it. You didn't mind while he was stepping on other people while you were hanging out
Yes.
with him.
But I
You
think
did
that
not give a
she did
shit. It's
that.
the same thing.
Yes.
Like they all do that though. They all play these little games, right? She didn't give a shit that James Charles was like being inappropriate and all that until it negatively impacted her. Imagine if that hadn't gone bad, imagine if she would just be over there being quiet about his predator behavior. So like I'm legitimately never gonna forgive that woman. She can rot.
Okay, point made that she did sacrifice that in that moment. She did sacrifice that in that moment. And I think that was because she was trying to do the social climbing thing. But I personally, and we'll always disagree on this, which is totally fine,
Yeah.
is I feel like she backed off of that because her conscience couldn't take it. She did compromise, and you can never forgive her for that, and that's valid. But I feel like she has backed off of it because she realized that doing that was making her be a bad person that she wasn't in her soul. Like she was going out of character. That's my opinion.
Yeah, like no.
No.
But I mean, here's the thing. If she had just been swimming with sharks, fine. But and I have the same smoke for Trisha Paytas, who's my problematic fave. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Awful. She's awful.
Yeah.
But she's really pretty and I just don't care. Like we're allowed to just have our problematic fave. She's really pretty. She giggles and I forget all the terrible, awful, racist, homophobic, transphobic. Like I forget all of the awful things she does as soon as she giggles. And then I'm just like, maybe I'm going to hell a little bit. That's fine. All the cool people are there. But the way that people will protect these predators and then as soon as it no longer suits them, they have something to say.
You're right.
And that's my problem, and multiple problems with Tati is it's as soon as it no longer suited her, now she's out here being like, well, he's a predator and he does these things and he's messing with people's sexuality. I'm like, girl, you knew this the whole time and you were just quiet because Jeffree Star does the same shit. It's wild to me that you try to sit back and be like, well, I now have to tell my truth. I'm like, but how long have you been hiding this? How long I thought I could help him. Girl, get out of here with that shit.
I would love to know how much of that is actually true, like really and truly. Like how much was her naivete and her like trying and being genuinely trying to do it, and how much is it just me, just like we said in the very beginning, you see through the bullshit. I'm always benefit of the doubt. So
yeah, I don't know. If I'm 45, I'm not gonna be hanging out with no 18-year-old. I promise you that.
Yeah.
I have nothing in common. Sorry, I have nothing in common with an 18-year-old, regardless of gender. I'm not going to be your mom. I don't care. I'm not going to be your mom. I'm not going to be a mother figure. We're not going to go hang out and do shit. We're not going to go eat dinner. You're not going to come over to my house. That's weird. That's weird behavior. Yeah. I'm not going to do that. Like, what could I possibly have to chat with? Like a 19 or 45? Maybe we can talk about some movies.
Gaming. You could talk about gaming.
We could talk, yeah. We could talk about House Flipper a little bit. We could talk about I can't talk about Love Island because I don't have the attention span for that. But we could talk about some of the trashy shows on Netflix. Yeah. But like, why would we hang out?
Right. I mean, well, like I used to be an elementary school teacher, and I could talk to my students about things like that. Like, oh, did you see so-and-so show if we watched the same show or whatever it was? You can have a conversation with a child and have it be surface, but that they weren't my friends.
Correct.
I wasn't telling them my business.
Yeah, like I think your children are wonderful, and like I'll be like, hi, whatever. Yeah. But like,
you're not gonna tell them your business.
Yeah, why would I?
It's not
be having like a whole ass conversation with Fee about it. You know what I mean? No. And being like, hey, so I was at work yesterday.
No, wouldn't happen. But yeah, I think that overall, I think we agree on like the main thing of it is that, that in order to get to the top, you have to climb.
Yeah. You have to be willing to sacrifice.
And you have to be willing to sacrifice your heart and your soul, unless like I do think that there's unicorns out there. I think like, at least I hope. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking like Sophia Nygaard.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't know who that is. I'm thinking Jenna Marbles. Okay, maybe, possibly. Yeah. But she also did some shady stuff. So it's like, like how she did like
yeah. Well, I have something
as well, but
I'll have something coming out about that shortly, probably next week.
Watch out. Go subscribe to Audra.
We'll see if I make it next week. Listen, we'll see. I'm going to talk about it Monday, Tuesday. We'll see.
And then it'll pop up, go subscribe. But I think there have to be unicorns out there of big creators that aren't terrible humans. But I think the vast majority, in order to get there, you have to be terrible.
Yeah. And to be fair, I don't think Jenna Marbles was a terrible human. I think that she made mistakes.
Yes.
I think people can make mistakes, but I just think that, I don't know, Mr. Beast exists and he is awful.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Awful.
Absolutely.
Horrible human being.
Yes. It's so sad.
And I think that capitalism and the drive eventually pushes you, the fear. I think that there's a fear, like all of us have that in some way or another. Like we all have a fear of wherever you are in your life, dropping down that rung. And it can make you cruel, and you have to fight against it at every turn. You have to fight against like, seeing someone on the street and being like, ugh, homeless people. And instead be like, that could literally be me, and see what you could do to like give them a hand. That is the hard part. And if you can't fight against that, or if you just give up that battle and keep going, then that's how you become Mr. Beast. That's how you become Jeffree Star.
Yeah. Oh, well, on that, we're going to wrap up chat. That was a great way to wrap it up. And thank you so much, Audra, for coming on live chat.
Thanks for having me.
Fabulous. And y'all, please leave comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this interviewee kind of, not really interview, because it was just a chat. Yeah. Usually I interview people.
Yeah, I like just chatting.
More just chatting. It wasn't like I have questions. Here are the questions I'm going to ask you.
Like, listen, when I get this setup done because I still have a few more things I have to buy. But when it's done, we should do this again. Like I
I
have
love that.
a few more things I have to put together. I just got the mic. It's not this mic. I don't know how good this mic sounds anymore, but we'll see.
Yes, nice. Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
thank you again so much for being on Love Chat. Thank you all so much for being here. Just a heads up, I'm going to pull Audra off here so that they don't have to stand there. And oh, I think I just kicked them. No, I didn't. Okay, good. I thought I might have just kicked them accidentally. Okay. So just a little heads up as far as my schedule goes. I believe it's in 2 weeks. We're taking our family vacation, and I'm so sorry that it's so close to the one I just took. It wasn't on purpose, but that's just the way that it is. So on the weekend of August 15th, 16th, 17th, there will be no content on the channel because I am going to Canada. And I'm very excited. That's where we're taking our summer vacation. We are going to Vancouver Island, and I'm so excited. We've never been there before, but usually I don't normally take a trip with my husband. We did that for our anniversary, but we usually do a family vacation every year. So that's why there's 2. That's not typical. Usually it's just the one. So this is the one coming up. So just wanted to give you a heads up that weekend there will be no content on the channel, no live chat, none of that. And, but there will be content this week. I have an interview for you on Friday that I just filmed. And I think you're going to absolutely love it. It's actually the accompanying interview to the Trisha Paytas skincare video that I did on her skincare line. I interviewed Dr. Julian Sass, and I think you're absolutely going to love it. He is hilarious and fabulous and brought so much to the content of that video. So I hope that you tune in for that next Friday, and mad love to you. I will see you very, very soon. Thank you, moderators, for being here. I appreciate you. Mad love. Bye.